Diablo Immortal China launch delay, no release date given, all bad. Let's break it down by Action RPG. Like the video before I even watch it, because again, it's a hate video on Diablo Immortal. How can I not like it? Let's go. What movie was that? Looks familiar. That was also the actor from Dumb and Dumber, I believe, right?
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG.
What's up?
I'm your host Aaron. And for today's video, we're headed to the world of Diablo Immortal once again.
Yeah.
Just when you think you've
returning.
heard all the news, just when you think you've turned over every rock, something like this drops. And I can't help myself but laugh. The bad news train for Diablo Immortal just keeps on coming.
Love hearing it. Love hearing it. Delay comes less than a week after the official Diablo Immortal Weibo account was suspended. Now, Weibo is the Reddit of China, right? Here's the thing, aren't most games in China pay to win? I honestly don't know, because the only game I played by from China was Sword Legends Online or something like that. Sword of Legends Online? Solo, yeah, solo. And that wasn't, as far as I know, pay to win. I think it had pay to progress and cosmetics. I don't think it had pay to win mechanics though.
Choo choo.
But I know about like China market
for this game. Diablo Immortal delayed in China just days ahead of its launch.
Also, isn't NetEase a Chinese company? So
womp womp. Predatory microtransactions, terrible game loops, being able to run content with no gear. They deserve it. They really do deserve it. Now, before we begin, before we read this article, I'm hoping today is the day.
Wait, what? Able to run content with no gear?
Content with no gear. Womp womp. Predatory microtransactions, terrible game loops, being able to run content with no gear.
I haven't heard of that one.
They deserve it. They really do deserve it. Now, before we begin, before we read this article, I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. I'm hoping today
you
is
sound
the
like
day
the quartering.
you make the decision to push that little red button. We just passed 18,000 subs. I appreciate it, and the goal for 2022.
I wonder if there's like a specific time, you need a specific sub to start begging. Well, not begging, but like start reminding people to subscribe and all that stuff, because like I don't know, I mean, as much as I want to be successful on YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that, I don't know if I don't like asking people for shit, you know? It's weird.
Is 20,000.
But again, if you don't ask,
only if I deserve it. All right, as always, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below. Here we go right now. We are on the website PC Gamer. Just a few days before it was due to release, Diablo Immortal has been delayed in China, according to the Reuters report. Word of the delay came shortly after the Diablo Immortal account on Chinese social network Weibo was suspended. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it at the end of this video, showing that the China news for Diablo Immortal, it's all bad, okay? Now this next paragraph, I'm going to put it in the hearsay. We don't know, okay? A reason for the account suspension wasn't provided, but a Financial Times report points the finger at a post that made critical comments about the bear, which was apparently interpreted as a reference to Winnie the Pooh. Pooh Bear has for years been used to criticize and mock Chinese President Xi.
Wait. Reason for the account suspension wasn't provided, but a Financial Times report points the finger at a post that made critical comments about the bear. Which was... What? So
because
weird.
Of the purpose of physical similarities. I don't know if you've heard that, but they call the president of China Winnie the Pooh. And he
Never heard that.
Like, in here, I think it says, China banned the 2008 release of the Disney film Christopher Robin because of Winnie the Pooh and President.
That is so weird to me. Like, bro, the president is so fragile. That is so fucked up. I can't believe that he actually banned Disney films because of Winnie the Pooh or something. Oh my god, that is so dumb.
We don't really know why they were banned on Weibo, but we know that the biggest social network for China, their version of kind of Facebook, or I guess you could say Reddit, no Diablo Immortal. Let's continue. There's not a lot of connection cited between Weibo account suspension and the game delay, but it would be an awfully big coincidence if the two events were not completely unconnected. NetEase was the co-developer of Diablo Immortal with Activision Blizzard. Made no reference to the account of the Chinese Diablo Immortal website, saying only that it wanted... Okay, listen to this. So this is why the game's being delayed. I don't believe it. Wanted to make optimization adjustments ahead of launch, including support for a wider range of models and devices, and experience, network, and performance optimization. Do you buy it?
To an extent, yes, because they did make the PC port. Not an amazing PC port, but they did make a PC port. I think you can play it on control and stuff. So some of it is true. I don't know about the experience, network, and performance optimization. I believe the performance optimization should be true. Network and experience, I don't know. But the wide range of models, devices, and performance optimization, I definitely believe that as a good cause for delay. But I don't know if was like almost 2 years of delay basically or something, or I don't even know how long it has been delayed in order to release it. That sounds a bit off.
No way. Another possible point. Here we go. So this is more likely. Okay, and this is why I'm covering it using the PC Gaming article. I think they hit the nail on the head.
Oh, they mean like, oh, the delay in China. Never mind. Made no reference to the account on the Chinese Diablo Immortal website. Okay. Oh, never mind. So not the delay in the release, delay in the release in China. Oh,
another possible point of contention is Diablo Immortal's free-to-play monetization, which has been very successful out of the gate, but also the focus on
debatable about very successful, if I'm honest. But again, it's like, I don't think anyone expected to make $100 million on the first week, but I don't know if 14 million, 21 million is, or sorry, 14 and 24 million is like really that big.
Strong criticism over the aggressive approach of in-game sale items. Free-to-play games are far more common and popular in China than they are in the West. But the past couple of years has seen the Chinese government crack down on gaming by imposing, I don't know if you knew this, time limits and streaming restrictions for minors and pausing approvals for new game releases for almost a year.
But as much as I don't like China and most of their practices, at least they're not poisoning their kids with too much freedom, you know? It's like, yeah, if a kid is allowed to play video games all day, trust me, it's not gonna, like, it's not good for the kid. Kids need to explore a lot of things while they can, because their brains are sponges. If they just play video games all day, I'm sorry, as much as I loved like getting some cool stuff, like some information, knowledge from video games, I didn't need to play it 8 hours a day or 6 hours a day. 1 to 2 hours a day would have been enough for me to play StarCraft as a kid, or Warcraft, or Age of Vampires, or Diablo. I didn't need to play all of them all the time. Obviously I couldn't because they weren't released at the same times, but it's like, I went from game to game non-stop, and when I was stuck on a game, either a new game has been released, or I just really liked the game and I just played it non-stop. I didn't learn anything really in the, like, from the game in terms of like critical thinking or anything like that, like something that helps me with life. I didn't learn a lot of it from from playing the same game over and over and over, right? It's like you usually learn certain things from the game very early on. Like, for example, just by being on the computer, I learned how to like fix my own Windows 98, Windows 95, Windows XP, because it didn't have like this auto troubleshoot. If you ask me how to repair them now, I wouldn't know because it's been so long. But as a kid, I discovered how to fix my computer. I took my computer apart and rebuilt it just because I was a kid, right? It's like before I did that, a guy came to fix my computer and I saw what he was doing, how he opened the computer and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And like I learned how to deal with the hardware as well just by observing, because a kid is just a sponge, right? And I honestly As much as I don't like most, I would say 99% of China practices, I think at least they're trying to make sure that their kids are not poisoned by video games, and they're just like, it's fine to play video games. Like, you know, like a tiny bit of poison is not really gonna hurt you. You're gonna build immunity, but too much of it is gonna kill you. I think that's kind of like their way of like thinking about video games. Like, yeah, you can play a little bit, it's fine. You have a daily limit of how much you can play. Anything on that, useless, pointless for you, and like go and do other shit, you know.
Here, NetEase may be reluctant,
Which also, by the way, would make them appreciate games more, I think.
try its luck with a game perceived as many as predatory right now, especially if it's already in the doghouse over the Winnie.
Well, based on a couple of YouTubers, Diablo is not predatory at all, or pay to win. Just 2 out of like hundreds of YouTubers that say the opposite, but yeah.
Business. Now, in here, they're saying that they're apologizing to China and the player base, and they're working on a thank you package that will include some legendary equipment. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. I know in the article it says that Diablo Immortal has been a financial success. In my opinion, it hasn't. Week 1, it generated 14 million. Week 2, it generated 10 million. The player base is shrinking by the day, which means likely the revenue is shrinking by the day, and they really.
And don't forget, whales don't want to pay and play a game that there are no people to look up to them. You know, it's like, if I'm a whale, I wanna show my dominance to like the free to play players. You know,
China to pick up that business. You got to think that they are super banking on the success of this game long term with this market. And then out of nowhere, bam, biggest social network, gone. Sorry, we don't want Diablo Immortal. And then, only a few days later, 24, 36 hours later, you know what? We're actually going to delay the game in China. We want to get it more optimized.
yeah.
I don't buy it.
And here's the thing, honestly, everyone knows China is their biggest market. Like, they literally would make Diablo Immortal just for China, if they could. You know, if they could get away with it, they would.
Do you? That is the news. What do you think? I'm gonna ask you a simple question. Simple question. Are you happy with this? Are you happy? Are they getting what they deserve? Let me know in the comments section below if you haven't had a chance.
I mean, honestly, overall, it really depends. It depends what this will do to Blizzard. Will they stay away from mobile gaming? Probably not. Will they make mobile gaming more specific to China? Maybe. Maybe they'll release China-specific games which are better than their games they would release to us just because of criteria. It's really hard to say, happy or unhappy. It's like, it really depends what Blizzard does with this information. And it's not that I'm like not wishing Blizzard success, but I'm also like, I don't want them to succeed on like practices that are like really bad for the gaming industry. Though overall, I would say, if I had to really say how I think about this, personally, I don't really care. It's in China, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not something that really concerns me. Indirectly it does in the long term for sure, but like currently right now, which is usually what I care about, I just don't care. Obviously, if I look back 10 years and I'm like, oh, all these small things that happen led us to this point, yeah, sure, whatever, but I'm not someone to think far ahead into the future, because so much, like, it's too much to calculate, it's too much to think about, and I don't think it's worth the time, really. Just try and make the best decision for the moment, and hopefully it carries on to the future.
To check out my Patreon, please do. First link in the description. Podcast 20 goes up tomorrow. Our new blog goes up tomorrow. Lots of content. Become an instant ARPG VIP and get Patreon exclusive content at the first link in the description. If you haven't had a chance to join the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We're approaching 1,500 members, great conversations every day. The idea is to create a gaming community that could jump from game to game together So you never start the server alone. Link for that Discord is also in the description. You're all awesome. I hope you enjoy with me the inevitable destruction of Diablo Immortal. Hopefully you're entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.
All right. Well, good video as always. His signature out is so long. Holy shit, man! It's literally like.
So you never start the description. If you
Holy.
do, first link in the description. Question: are you happy with this?
Okay. He finishes it off with a question always.
Are they getting?
Honestly, he always finishes with a question. So like, I can say that his.
I don't buy it. More optimized?
It starts.
I don't buy it. Do you? That is the news.
Okay, that is the news. So let's say at 5:46, just to make it, bro, a minute 20 is his exit. Respect, man, respect. Like that is the hustle, right there. Anyways, yeah. So that was the video. I like it. I gave my 2 cents about it, and I'll see you in the next one, which is right now, actually.